Tiny Desk concert. This is very interesting. That's a really, really good team win for us. That's a hard game to play. Second night of a back-to-back on the road with a bunch of guys out. I thought that our group, as always, was super together. We absorbed some tough moments, some turnovers, some missed shots, some missed defensive assignments. Not everybody on our team played their best individual game, but I thought the way that the team approached it as a group was really, really good. The ball moved for the most part tonight. Obviously, there were some points late in the game where, based on being in the bonus, we tried to slow it down a little bit and play a little bit more methodical on the offensive end. The ball wasn't popping around as much, but that was because what we were trying to execute on the offensive end. There is one person, though, that I want to actually shout out. We talk about staying ready. We talk about being professional. We talk about doing your job, being a part of the team, and staying ready. And Luka Samanic, I thought tonight had some really big minutes for us. His impact on the game was much bigger than his stat line. To give us 10 really good minutes in the second half in an important part of the game after not playing meaningful minutes for a long time, I think speaks to him and his growth as a young pro. That's what we want our program to be about, is people that are willing to make themselves a part of the team, stay committed, stay locked in no matter how many minutes they get night to night. So I'm really, really happy for Luka, and I'm just happy for our team to get this win, and now it's on to Toronto.
I think a big part of the game was the 21 turnovers you forced. Mm-hmm. What did you like about your effort on the defensive end in that respect?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we did a really good job of getting our hands on the ball. Touch the ball is a phrase that we use with our team. Obviously, there's moments where you have to be disciplined and not reach when you're out of position, but I thought for the most part, for us to come up with 15 steals, it's one thing to force turnovers that are dead ball turnovers, but 15 steals allowed us to get out and play in transition a little bit. I thought our team was pretty aggressive defensively tonight, and it's a big part of the game. We've been on the other end of that turnover element a few times this year, and for our team to dig in defensively and really have a lot of hand activity, I think just speaks to the character of the group. I think there was a lot of physical fatigue coming into tonight, but I thought mentally they were really engaged.
Kelly has his season high 27 points. What was it about him, his offensive game, that was working for you guys?
That's as many times as I think I've ever seen Kelly shoot. For a guy that's usually pass first, will turn down open looks at times to try to get his teammates involved. I thought that he was really aggressive offensively. I think he did a good job of recognizing how he was being guarded. There were plenty of times where he had the ball and their team, understanding that he is generally a playmaker, fanned out to our other players, and it left Kelly in some situations where he could play a little bit of one-on-one. Kelly's got good footwork. It's hard sometimes to remember that Kelly, I guess, is a big. He's kind of a hybrid player at times. It's unclear what position he really is, but I thought his size and his footwork tonight was fantastic on the offensive end, and obviously mixing in some threes at the right times kept their defense honest and allowed him to use all of his ball fakes and foot fakes to his advantage.
You had 15 offensive rebounds. Colin Sexton got a huge one down the stretch. What were you doing to be able to get to the glass that well?
Yeah, rebounding has been something that we've emphasized all season with our team. It's been definitely a part of our identity on the offensive side of the ball. We don't want to just rely on bigs to get offensive rebounds. Obviously, Walker is a tremendous offensive rebounder by himself, but I think we have a bunch of other guys that are starting to show themselves as pretty dynamic offensive rebounders, even guards. When you're on the other side of the ball, I think growing up playing, like, guards aren't used to their man crashing the glass. It's something that's a little bit unnatural. So I think there's times where some of our guys may surprise the other team. It's a different habit to build. We struggle with it at times too. Our guards don't always block out the other team's perimeter players. It's just something that you're not used to. But yeah, Colin obviously is a terrific athlete, does a great job crashing. Walker did a good job. John did a good job. Taylor Hendricks, I think, is showing himself as somebody that can really use his athleticism and his length crashing. So it was a good team effort in that element for sure.
Chris Dunn gets to start tonight. The first time he started this week, probably had too many fouls, too many turnovers. Mm-hmm. This game, he didn't. 2 fouls, 1 turnover. What's kind of the difference in when he's able to limit his turnovers and kind of how he approaches the game?
Yeah, Chris is a player that, we rely on to make a lot of decisions in these moments where he's a starter. Chris is somebody that is very shifty with the ball in his hands. He's a tough cover one-on-one because of his change of pace and change of direction. He plays with the ball really low to the floor. I think tonight he just did a really good job of mixing in passing early in the game. In order to kind of get the best of both worlds, you have to keep the defense honest. It's something that we talk about a lot with our guards. Defensively, Chris has such a knack for the ball. He's one of those, you'd call him a ball hawk, where he's really trying to touch the ball. He's used to trying to strip people. So there are some nights where he gets a little bit overzealous in that aspect and can reach a little bit too much. I thought tonight he picked his spots well of when to go for the ball and when to just show his hands. Chris is a really, really good on-ball defender. So, it's hard for me some nights when he gets a couple of cheap fouls guarding really good perimeter players. It's hard to play one-on-one defense in this league. So, I think the nights when Chris has a bunch of turnovers and a bunch of fouls, to me, that's more the outlier than a night like tonight. I think for the most part, since Chris has joined us, he's usually pretty solid with the ball, and he generally has a pretty good knack defensively for when to go for the ball and when to show his hands.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
Thanks.